The creature that breathes where the sun never shines. There is a crack in the mountains of Slovenia so tight that a child's hand can barely fit, yet it opens into a cathedral of black water that has never seen dawn. Down there, the river dissolves time itself. Centuries pool like ink, and the only calendar is the slow drip of limestone. In this liquid night lives a pale ribbon of flesh called the olm, Proteus anguinus to science. The baby dragon. To villagers who once feared its ghost-white body when floods flushed it into moonlight. I met my first olm in the Postogena cave system, 200 feet below the nearest sunflower. The guide killed her headlamp, and for one humming moment the darkness felt older than language. When the red beam returned, there it was, 10 inches long, the color of old piano keys, floating in a cradle of 46-degree water. Its gills flared like crimson fans, harvesting oxygen so efficiently that it can live in pools that would drown a goldfish. No eyes, at least none that work, only 2 soot-smudged dimples where sight used to be. Yet when I shifted my weight, the olm rolled, too, tracking the pressure wave that rippled across its skin. "Blind, not lost," the guide whispered, and the phrase stuck to me like cave humidity. The olm is not a fish. It is a salamander that never grew up, or never bothered to grow legs strong enough to leave. While its American cousins the mud puppies still patrol murky lakes, the olm doubled down on darkness, trading pigment for porcelain and eyes for a crown of chemical senses. Every pore is a Geiger counter, tasting the water for shrimp the way a sommelier tastes wine. If a single copepod twitches 100 yards away, the olm knows. If a storm above ground rebalances the minerals in the aquifer, the olm knows. Knowledge without images, a life lived in braille. Hunger comes rarely, and the olm answers politely. It can eat, or it can simply not. In a lab in Ljubljana I watched one refuse food for 2,487 days, almost 7 years, while scientists kept notes, like worried parents. Its metabolism slowed until the heart beat once every 2 seconds, a meditation drum for the planet's patience. When a shrimp finally drifted past, the olm struck faster than a sewing needle, then returned to its motionless vigil as if nothing had happened. Time, for Proteus, is a renewable resource. Reproduction is equally unhurried. Males and females dance a fingertip waltz that can last 12 hours, circling each other in the slow current until sperm packets are glued to silt. Months later the female folds 20 to 70 eggs beneath her throat, guarding them like translucent prayer beads. Sometimes she skips the eggs entirely and births 2 or 3 live young, miniature ghosts already equipped with the family recipe for stillness. Parenthood lasts another 4 months, an eternity in cold water, yet the mother rarely eats, living off her own tail, a candle consuming itself to give the next darkness a chance. We used to think the olm died at 50, an honorable age for an amphibian. Then radiocarbon tagged one individual in 1958 and released it back into the abyss. When scientists returned in 2020, the same tagged animal hovered in their beam, 62 years older, still adolescent in attitude, skin unwrinkled by sun. Conservatively, the olm may cruise for a century, making it the Methuselah of wet stone. In a world addicted to speed, here is a creature that measures life in drips. Biologists now mine its blood for clues to cellular repair. The olm regrows limbs without scars, resists cancer without chemotherapy, and ages without telomere decay. Meanwhile, climate pumps heat and fertilizer into the karst, threatening to turn the caves into algae-choked bathtubs. The Olm has survived ice ages, Roman spears, and world wars, but it may not survive us. Still, every spring when the snowmelt percolates through limestone and swells the underground rivers, a few larvae drift into tourist grottos, tiny dragons carried by water that once touched the sky. I think about that first Olm whenever life above ground feels too bright, too loud, too urgent. Somewhere beneath the truffle forests and the vineyards, it is still hovering in its private galaxy, breathing where no light has license. It does not need the sun to keep its appointment. It has made darkness enough.